Good evening. In a development that has sent shockwaves across the international community, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro was arraigned today in a New York court, accompanied by massive security measures. During the hearing, the 63-year-old, clad in prison attire, vehemently declared his innocence, stating that he had been kidnapped by the United States from Venezuela. Maduro asserted his identity as an honorable man and the legitimate president of his country. Addressing Judge Alvin Hellerstein, he stated he had not yet read the indictment and was unaware of his rights. "I did not know these rights," he conveyed through an interpreter, adding, "Your Honor is now informing me about them." His wife, Celia Flores, who is also among the accused, likewise pleaded not guilty. Judge Hellerstein emphasized his commitment to ensuring a fair trial. The next hearing has been scheduled for March 17th. Media outlets in the United States anticipate that a jury trial could be more than a year away, with initial proceedings focusing on fundamental legal questions, including challenges to the legality of Maduro's arrest and transfer to the United States, as well as arguments for his immunity as a head of state. Outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan, dozens of supporters had gathered shortly before the 30-minute hearing commenced. These included both proponents of Maduro and supporters of United States President Donald Trump, who has reportedly claimed the arrest and transfer of the Venezuelan president as a personal victory. Maduro and his wife were apprehended by United States Special Forces in Venezuela on Friday night and subsequently transported to a detention facility in New York. The United States Department of Justice has leveled serious accusations against the authoritarian leader, including conspiracy to commit narco-terrorism and conspiracy to import cocaine. The United States maintains that Maduro exploited his office, which they contend was illegally obtained through electoral fraud, to facilitate the transportation of thousands of tons of cocaine into the United States. Furthermore, they allege that Maduro personally profited from these activities and colluded with drug traffickers. He also faces charges related to the unlawful possession of machine guns and explosives, as well as conspiracy pertaining to these offenses. Also indicted alongside Maduro's wife is his son, Nicolás Maduro Guerra, who remains in Venezuela. He too has condemned his father's apprehension as a kidnapping. Speaking at the constituent session of the Venezuelan National Assembly, Maduro Guerra warned, "If we normalize the kidnapping of heads of state, no country will be safe. Today it is Venezuela. Tomorrow it could be any other country that does not submit." He added, "Without international law, the law of the strong will prevail in the world once again." Experts widely regard the action against Venezuela as a violation of international law. A central aspect of the upcoming trial will undoubtedly revolve around whether Maduro, as a head of state, should be afforded special immunity, thereby precluding his removal from the country and subsequent prosecution. The international reaction has been swift and critical. French President Emmanuel Macron criticized the method employed by the United States, stating that it was neither supported nor approved by France. Russia and China sharply condemned the United States' actions during an emergency session of the United Nations Security Council, both demanding the immediate release of Maduro and his wife. Venezuela's ambassador to the United Nations denounced a comprehensive breach of international law, citing violations of the United Nations Charter, the Geneva Conventions, human rights guarantees, and the immunity of a sitting head of state. In Caracas, the Venezuelan government has established a commission dedicated to securing the release of the president, who has served since 2013, and his wife. The working group includes figures such as Parliament President Jorge Rodriguez and Foreign Minister Ivan Gil. However, observers believe it is highly improbable that United States authorities will release Maduro. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. This video was generated using artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates. See you next time.